Nobody wakes up expecting to meet a gruesome end. Crushed bones and torn flesh. Sadly, this was the fate of Donna Munson, a 74-year-old senior from the neighborhood. She trusted the animals she considered as friends, but they turned on her. This is the harrowing account of the woman who invited bears into her home, only to be mauled by them. Do you think it's harmless to bond with wild animals? Unfortunately, things took a terrible turn for Donna, an unsuspecting senior. Her cabin was situated between the expansive mountains of Ure and Ridgeway, home to a diverse array of wildlife species in Colorado, numbering 960. Despite having ample space to commune with her furry friends, Donna didn't want to acknowledge her noisy neighbors. Her neighbors had grown tired of hungry bears causing havoc and destroying property for food. They lodged complaints with the Colorado Parks and Wildlife, stating that repeated visits from bears, rummaging through trash cans, and breaking into homes were enough evidence of the danger Donna's actions posed. Despite her neighbors' warnings that feeding the bears would not only put her but everyone else at risk, Donna was determined to continue. She staunchly held on to her beliefs, ignoring their chatter and dismissing their concerns. Donna believed that her neighbors failed to comprehend her deep connection with nature and that the animals were more like family and friends to her. After the death of her husband, Donna felt responsible for continuing his legacy by taking care of the animals just as he did. Like many kind-hearted grandmothers, Donna began by feeding stray cats, but her love for wildlife soon extended to raccoons, skunks, elk, deer, and eventually black bears. Despite her neighbors' constant complaints, Donna refused to stop feeding her babies. Donna decided to ignore the Colorado Parks and Wildlife's calls and letters. She felt they had no right to interfere with what she did on her own property. Besides, she had taken measures to protect herself. She had a sturdy wooden and wire mesh fence built around her front porch, through which she could safely feed the bears without getting too close. Despite her conviction, Donna had other things to worry about. The night before, an injured bear cub had wandered toward her porch while she was on the phone with a relative. She had quickly ended the call to attend to the poor baby, knowing that every moment counted in helping it. Pesky neighbors aside, Donna's mind was now preoccupied with the caring for the injured cub. Donna's heart was heavy with worry about the injured cub she had rescued. She couldn't shake off the thought of whether the little one was safe, or if there was anything more she could have done to help. Despite her concerns, she went ahead to prepare some food for her beloved bears. As always, she planned to sit on the porch and watch them enjoy their meal. Observing the bears was one of her favorite hobbies, and she felt a sense of kinship with them. They probably felt the same way, having relied on her for their sustenance for years. As she sat and watched, she noticed a large male bear lurking near the fence. It was the same bully who had tried to harm the injured cub the night before. Donna knew she had to act fast to protect her friend. She grabbed her broom and rushed towards the bear, hoping to scare it off without hurting it. But the bear had other ideas. It lunged toward her, knocking her to the ground. Donna was in shock as the bear started mauling her. All her years of feeding and caring for these animals seemed to count for nothing. She had become nothing more than prey to a wild animal. As she lay there, battered and broken, she couldn't help but wonder if her stubbornness had brought this upon her. All those warnings from her neighbors and the authorities suddenly seemed to make sense. It was too late to do anything about it now. All Donna could do was hope that someone would find her in time. The bears turned on Donna, attacking and killing her, despite her love for them. She had underestimated the danger they posed. One bear knocked her down and another joined in, tearing her apart and eating her. It was a brutal and gruesome end for Donna. Her body was discovered by a handyman who came to her cabin looking for work. He called the police, and Detective Joel Burke arrived on the scene to investigate and question witnesses. As Joel interviewed witnesses, they were interrupted by the sound of approaching bears. A 250-pound bear charged toward them, determined to get to Donna's body. Joel quickly evacuated the bystanders to safety in his car, retrieved his weapon, and prepared to defend himself and the others. Despite his reluctance to shoot, Joel knew it was necessary to protect them and find out the truth about Donna's death. He fired his gun and took down the aggressive bear. Shortly after, he was forced to shoot another bear, a 394-pound male. The bears' autopsies later revealed that the larger one had consumed human flesh, specifically Donna's remains. Finally, the authority could begin to piece together what had happened to the beloved bear caretaker. Although the autopsy revealed that the bigger bear had Donna's flesh and part of her shirt in its stomach, the results for the smaller bear were inconclusive. However, it was clear that it too had been after Donna's flesh. Donna Munson was an elderly woman who loved nature and often rented out half her house to tenants in southwestern Colorado. One of her tenants recalled that Donna had once mentioned her desire to go out with the bears when the time came. Sadly, that's exactly what happened, although not in the way she had imagined. While Donna's love for nature is commendable, her refusal to follow the simple instruction of not feeding the animals put herself, her neighbors, and the very same bears she claimed to love in danger. 2 bears lost their lives that day, a tragedy that could have been avoided if Donna had not treated them like pets. Hikers and residents of wildlife areas are warned not to feed the animals, and if only Donna had taken this advice seriously, she might have avoided the gruesome fate that befell her. Had she known that her actions would lead to the bears' deaths, it would have surely broken her heart.